You know how soon a dream comes true? So, I'm here. I visualized this yesterday afternoon. I started off because I wanted to survive. It was a matter of survival for me more than anything else. Because the situation was such that I was working. When we signed up, my husband decided to quit his job in 2 days. And in a month's time, he was a full-timer. But yeah, challenges don't knock the door and come, right? So they just come, they just walk in. So for us, he signed up in July, and 2009. And November, we got to know, so we upgraded ourselves, we put in money. And the moment we upgraded, it was just after 5 days, we realized that he has to go through a surgery, which was another more expense for us. So we're like completely on the ground, right? Right bottom down, you know. So he was on bed, and unfortunately, he was the one who was doing business and earning money, and I was on a job. So the expenses, you know, in corporates, how it works. So I was working with American Express then. So my husband was, because when he went through a spine surgery, he had to be bedridden for 3 months. So the matter was the survival. And I asked, so my upline is VCON Sharfun. And it was November 2009. 25th of December 2009 is when I actually started off. Since then, till date, never look back. So it was not, it's 5 years is not 5 years, trust me. I mean, I've gone through a lot of ups and downs in the business, lot of challenges in the business. VP David Sharma was sharing about health, wealth, right? So one more challenge which I can say is relationship, yeah? So I had gone through all three. So for 2 years, and I'm a very impulsive person, so I took a decision to quit my job in just 2 months after I started. One reason, because the first 15 days of the business when I started off, I earned my 1 month salary in 15 days. So the only thing I had was, I got a belief. I got a belief that I can do it. I don't know how to, I don't know how it's going to go, but the only reason was, I got a belief that I can do it. So I put down my papers, and then what happens after you become full-timer? I'm sure a lot of you must have experienced this. What happens? Suddenly checks goes down, you know. So checks went down, money not coming in, maybe, you know, in 4 weeks or 5 weeks, one check. And on the top of it, when you are into corporates, you live a life where, you know, you create a lot of liabilities as if you're creating an asset. So I had 2 cars. Third car was for my father. So I was paying EMIs for that, a home loan, and basically a lot of things. So I created a lot of liabilities for myself. And knowing that, having all that liabilities, I quit my job and money not coming in. But I don't know, I never thought of quitting this business. Because the reason why I started off was, the first reason, okay, so Sivni is where I come from. It's a small town in MP, Madhya Pradesh in India. So after my mom's death, my father was there and I got married and I shifted to Mumbai. It was difficult for me to be with my father. You know, I'd take care of my father, and my father was already 70 plus then. So my father got a minor attack, and I had to ask my boss that I have to go for his angioplasty. You know what my boss said? Go after the month end is over. So I took a decision then. I took a decision that I'm going to quit this job. Yeah? And the first dream which came true, and I wrote in my dream list, the dream which came true was, I quit my job. The second, even before I started off this business, it was very clear in my head that I have to shift my father with me. But you understand, a small town like Sydney, wherein even if you put in 15,000 was like you can have a luxury life. But Mumbai is quite an expensive city, yeah? So I shifted to Mumbai and I wanted to shift my father with me. I bought a house on EMI, right? But shifting my father was a task because I never wanted him to compromise on his lifestyle. So I took a decision. I'll shift my father. So it's been 4 years, my father is living with me. And I take care of him. Once that was done, I shifted my father. I came for my first VCON. Day 2. Dream session, first session in the morning by Chief. It was there in my head what my dream was. But it was a reiteration when I attended that module. And when Chief was talking about his mom, so the common factor between Chief's mom and my mom was both comes from education background. My mom was also coming from education background. So I remember, that when Chief was talking about his mom used to compromise on the stuff she used to buy, the saris and all that stuff. I remember I got my first salary and I gave, I thought I'll buy like 5,000 rupees worth sari for my mom. She picked up only 500 rupees ka sari. You understand? So the mindset was, why to waste money on all this? Yeah? I could relate to that. And my mom had a lot of dreams. My nickname is Pappy. And my mom said, Pappy, you know what? I want to sit in a flight. So her daughter, her passport is over because of the scams. And my mom had a dream to sit in a flight. I could not fulfill that dream though. Because much before that, I lost my mom. And that's when Chief was talking about it, what was going on in my head was, even my mother-in-law has never sat in a flight. So made her sit. I got them to Malaysia and made them enjoy vacation. So I am married for the last 9 years. And in the business for the last 5 years. I thought of having my family, but never planned. You know why? The reason is, I don't want my kid ever feel that their mom is not around. So I want to be a full-time mother when I have my family. Yeah? So that is one reason, after 5 years, I'm still working. I've still not reached where I wanted to. That is another reason, because the targets I've set for myself is I've still not achieved. And in between these 5 years of my journey, from where I started, everyone knows, most of my team people knows, I used to drive a yellow color WagonR. So there's a Maruti car called yellow color WagonR, which is still there because I don't want to sell it off. From a yellow color WagonR to a Mercedes is my journey in 3 years. So the reason why, what is pushing me hard enough is one very important reason. So next year, I want to definitely plan my family. And for that, I have set my targets. 30 lakhs a week. If I achieve, that's when I'll call myself, I've done something. But a lot of times in my business, in these 5 years, there are a lot of ups and downs, And there were a lot of downs. More than ups, there were a lot of downs. And while I was down in the business, the only thing which kept me going was my dream. The moment I said, when I was down in my life, in my business, a lot of people feel like quitting. I never felt like quitting. Because this business, what I have learned from my upline, doesn't only give you financial freedom. You know the mindset it gives? My mom, I remember I was in 9th standard. My mom did her MP.Ed, Master of Education, Physical Education. So I learned this from my mom. you should never quit. Anything you start, you should finish. Whatever time it takes. Doesn't matter.